But I promise you, bro, never forget this for the rest of your life. Change is not only possible, but it is actually easy. Your identity can always be changed. It is like clay. You can mold it. And if you know this in the back of your head, you will never feel stuck because you always know you could change who you are and continue to make progress. Your comfort zone is slowly killing you. I'm sure you've heard the story of the frog. You take a frog, you throw him into some boiling hot water, it's gonna be in pain, it's gonna jump out right away. But if you put that same frog into a pot of water that's warm, but it's on a stovetop and you turn up the heat, because the change is gradual and it's heating up slowly, the frog's not gonna move all the way up until it dies. The pot's gonna start boiling and it's literally gonna boil itself to death, but it won't move because the change is gradual. As a coach, I see this all the time happening with men with their fitness. They spend years in their comfort zone, not changing anything about their situation, slowly putting on fat, slowly losing more and more confidence every single day, slowly solidifying this identity that there's somebody who's just meant to have a dad bod, somebody who's just is out of shape. And they're in their comfort zone, they refuse to get out of it, and they're gonna stay there until they literally die. Because that's all the comfort zone is. It's a place where men go to die. And the thing is, the longer you stay in your comfort zone, the harder it is to get out of it. And in fact, your comfort zone, this little box where you're stuck at and where you're comfortable in, it actually shrinks the longer you stay within it. You're either growing or you're dying. So you could either stay in your comfort zone and everything becomes harder and harder in your life, or you step outside your comfort zone and expand the boundaries. And the beautiful thing is, outside of your comfort zone is where there are infinite possibilities, where there is infinite potential for your life. You could not believe what would happen if you stepped outside of it. You would gain opportunities, you could be ripped, you could be rich, you could be successful, you could have your dream relationship, but all the things that are outside your comfort zone need to be faced for that to happen. Because the things you're currently doing, the things that are currently comfortable for your identity, are getting you the shitty results you currently have. If you look down and you don't see a visible six-pack, if you don't see abs, it's because what you're currently doing is leading you to have a fucking dad bod, to have tits, to have love handles, to really just look in the mirror and be embarrassed by what you see. And the only way to truly become ripped is to get outside of that comfort zone, is to do something you're not used to doing, is to do something hard. I did this recently. Maybe I'll put up a picture on screen. 7 weeks ago, I had abs. They were kind of fluffy, bro. They weren't ripped the way I wanted them to be. And I made the decision, I have to step outside my comfort zone and do something outside of my current identity. So I started doing cardio every single day. I locked in my diet. I'm a little bit hungry compared to how I used to be. I'm hungrier than I used to be 100%. And it's these little things that I didn't want to do. These little microscopic things that led me to actually get these results. And I feel incredible. Yo, what is this shit, bro? Halloween is coming too early. But it's all of these little steps I'm taking outside of my comfort zone that are expanding it. And because of that, my life is getting better, bro. I walk around, I'm more confident. I have less body fat. I'm fucking ripped, bro. My fucking abs stick out through my tank top. And I feel incredible. I'm getting looks from people in public. I look in the mirror and I'm proud of myself because I'm disciplined and I'm acting with integrity and I'm following through on my word. Life feels incredible. My business is running better because, as you know, when you lock in your fitness, you actually develop more discipline, which you could apply to every other area of your life. So if you don't step outside your comfort zone, you're going to continue living this monotonous life with nothing new, nothing novel, nothing exciting. you're just going to feel stuck, and you're going to have results that you don't want for yourself. And like I said, you're probably like that frog who's slowly boiling itself. You've been stuck for years, and you're not doing anything to change your situation because, bro, I talk to a lot of guys all the time as a fitness coach, and these guys are just stuck. They refuse to change. They make excuses. They tell themselves, I'm too busy. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy after work. I don't know if I could do it. Like, they tell themselves all of these excuses, and it keeps them stuck in this little fucking box that's limiting their potential. If only they knew, bro. All you gotta do is be intentional. Because you know you can break out of this comfort zone, and it's gonna feel different at first. It's not gonna feel comfortable, obviously, right? But once you get out of there, all the possibilities for your life open up. If you don't do anything, you're gonna slowly die. You're gonna pack on more fat. You're gonna lose more confidence. And everything's gonna get worse. That's why it's important to change. And a lot of guys are hesitant to step outside their comfort zone because they don't think that's who they are. It's like, can I really do this? Can I be disciplined? Can I hop on the diet? Can I hit these workouts despite all of these reasons I think I can't? When in reality, bro, you absolutely can, because you forgot one thing. Your identity and your character traits are like sand. It's like clay. It's moldable. You could change it at any time. I've learned this throughout my life so many times, even in the last few weeks, bro. When I got a lot more ripped, I became a different person. I changed who I was. I did this when I started my business. I went from working a 9 to 5, having a boss, to having to do my own thing and working 14, 16 hours a day to make shit work. When I moved to Miami last November, I wasn't independent before. Now I'm 100% independent. It's just me and my little brother. He's 18. So I gotta be independent, take care of myself, do all of these things. Your identity can always change. It's malleable. But I feel like most men, they forget this is actually the reality. You don't have to be the person you currently are. You don't have to only do the things you're currently doing. You could easily change everything about your life very, very fast. It's just that you have to, one, make the decision to do so, and two, step outside of your comfort zone. Get the fuck out of there, bro. Nothing good is gonna be there. You could always shift your identity. You just need to decide, who do you want to be? What results does that guy have? And how does he behave? Then start acting like that guy. What does the 10% ripped, muscular, confident version of you do on a day-to-day basis? How does he live? How does he dress? What kind of haircut does he have? How does he talk to people? How does he display himself? Ask yourself these questions, and when you get the answer, you know exactly what to do, and that's going to require you to get uncomfortable. But the beauty of it is, when you start acting like that guy over enough time, you're going to start making more decisions from that guy's point of view than the current version of yourself. And once you do that, bro, it's fucking over. Once you do that, it is over. You're going to become that person. And then most of your actions are going to be automatically coming from the lens of this new person. You've effectively expanded your comfort zone and became a different person. I want you to look at, like, personally, bro, every action I take it very seriously. Even if it's the most small, mundane thing, like throwing out the trash or doing an extra set in my training or an extra minute in my cardio. Like, I will always take these little things very seriously because I understand every single action that I take is a subconscious vote for the type of person I'm becoming. I'm going to say that again. Every action I take is a subconscious vote for the type of person I am becoming. And this applies to you. Your subconscious is always looking at what you're doing. And you could maybe bullshit or hide from other people. But if you know in the back of your head, you could have went to the gym and trained a lot harder, but you skipped, or you went home early because you didn't want to give it that extra effort and go all the way, your subconscious is listening, bro. It's listening. And now you've effectively communicated to your mind that you're the type of person who quits. You're the type of person who isn't disciplined. You're the type of person who stops trying when it's hard. You're not consistent. And you keep making these votes occur in your mind, and you're becoming more like that type of person. And then next thing you know, you're that type of person. I can't go this way, it's fucking windy. But you could use this to your advantage, bro. That's why when I have the opportunity, bullshit food or good food, I choose the good food, because I'm that type of person. I'm the type of person who eats clean, who's disciplined, and who chooses to do the right thing. I'm a man of integrity. I keep my word. When I say I'm going to get ripped, I do whatever it takes to get ripped. And that's just what it is. So if you can continue making the right decisions, stepping outside your comfort zone, and stacking all of these subconscious votes in the favor of the guy you want to become, you can transform very fast. And I promise you, it only takes a few weeks. 3 to 4 weeks of you making these different decisions that seem difficult. You're going to actually become that guy that you thought was very difficult for you to become. Think about it. When you first start riding a bike or something without the training wheels, you feel like you're going to fall. You were a little bit scared as a kid when you were doing it. But after doing it for a little while, all of a sudden, it became automatic. This applies to any identity you want to adopt. You want to become ripped? You need to do the same thing. Start making the right decisions with the diet, with the workouts, with your habits, going on walks like this. You start making these decisions that are in your favor, I promise you will mold your identity. But most men, just tying this all together, most men refuse to make these decisions and go through the first few weeks of pain. Refuse to leave that fucking box they've trapped themselves in. And that's why they stay the same person and think it's impossible to change. But I promise you, bro, never forget this for the rest of your life. Change is not only possible, but it is actually fucking easy. It's actually easy. Your identity can always be changed. It is like sand. It is like clay. You can mold it. And if you know this in the back of your head, you will never feel stuck, because you always know you could change who you are and continue to make progress. I had to make this video real quick, bro, because I keep talking to dudes and they just refuse to do anything different, and they're just fucking boiling themselves alive, like the frog example I gave you at the start of this video. Don't beat the fucking frog. Stop sitting there in the boiling water, slowly dying. Jump out, have the courage to get out of there, and actually change your life. Had to fucking rip this video real quick, bro. But that's all for this one. Nothing too crazy. If you enjoyed the video, drop a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. If there are any other topics you want me to talk about, or even what you think about this and what you want to actually do differently after watching this video, because I don't make these videos for you to mindlessly watch them and do nothing about it. I want to make these videos so you get inspired and actually make a change, a real life change, by taking action in your life. That's all for this one, yo. I'll see you in the next one.